Hi, it's Tammy Louise. I'm just sharing on my page and getting things ready to Copic color. I haven't done it in forever. Hi, it's Tammy Louise. I'm just sharing on my page. I'm inviting a few friends. I hope you guys can join me. Getting things ready to Copic color. I haven't done it in forever. Hi, it's Tammy Louise. I'm going to turn this down real quick. We don't hear an echo. Inviting a few friends. I hope you guys can join me. Oh, we have some people coming in. This is great. Okay. So while that's going on, we're going to wait for a few more people to come in, but I wanted to show you, I haven't got them loaded into the store as of yet, but I do have some new release products for April. The first one we're going to be coloring today, actually, and I wanted to show you, I had done some coloring in Procreate, which is a program, an app that you can put on your iPad, and that's basically where I drew it from. And then I went and colored it, and I thought, how pretty would that be for like an April springy kind of project. I've always wanted to try a 1-layer flower card, and then you do that brush flicking of the little black specks, maybe use a little bit of white gel pen around the edges and stuff like that. I haven't Copic colored probably, I don't even know, maybe 2 years, other than like one little critter or something. But getting back into the colors I think is going to be fun. I live in Michigan, and here is, you know, like a lot of other places, of course, we're getting some cabin fever, and we're in the home, and we just heard that another 45 days, and that there's some cities putting curfews on people that can't be out after 8:30 or 8 o'clock, and we're fourth in the country for cases of the virus, so we are staying safe, we're staying home, we're being together. But I think if I didn't get to this crafty space today, I may have been extremely unmotivated and melancholy because things are always the same day after day. I want to, you know, make sure that all of my friends, everyone that I know is safe. And hi, Kelly. Hi, Jennifer. I'm glad you joined. Stay safe, but stay sane as well. It's very hard to maintain a positive attitude when things are this difficult and you're used to being an extremely social person. I also want to tell everybody I have 3 dogs and we are all home, and I do have the guys in the house. I have a son and my husband in the house watching the dogs, but if that happens and the phone rings and things like that. It was funny because I was watching a news article today, and even the governor of the state of Michigan is in her house, and she did a live Facebook. She's been keeping us up to date, actually. I really appreciate all the efforts she's been putting in, but she did a live update, and of course the phone rang, and then, you know, the dogs were barking in the background. She's like, yes, this is real life. This is not in a studio. So I thought, well, if she can do it, I can do it. So here we are. Hi, Susan. I'm glad she could join me. So I colored this on the Procreate app, and I fell in love with the blues with the gold, a little bit of purple. I know it's a little bit harder to see on camera than it is in real life, but I'll try and pull this up and get it a little closer for you so you can actually appreciate all the colors that I used on it. And I want to try, and this isn't Copic ink, but I do want to try and put it in Copic. I have digitally printed the bouquet. I haven't named this either. Maybe one of you ladies could help me Oh, thank you, Kelly. If you could share for me. I did share to my handmade, and then I did a bunch of inviting, but I forgot to go to some of the other groups. That'd be great if you would do that for me. I use Cryogen paper. It's really good for Copic ink. This set, when I put it in the store, is going to have a few different sayings in different sizes. I thought it would be really cute for Mother's Day or anniversaries. This is even a just you inspire me kind of bouquet. At any rate, I digitally printed it on the paper, and we're going to do some Copic ink. And I wanted to show you what I used basically to choose the colors, and then I'm going to explain to you what colors I chose that I thought would match well. For the blues, which I'm basically going off of this flower blue. There's two flowers, one is facing down, one is facing sort of to the left. And what I decided would match the best is B91, B93, B95, and B97. In case you all would like to try your hand at this flower. Then I have two different types of gold tones. I have a sort of gold with a olive tone, and then I have almost a bronze mustard tone. And when I matched that up, it ended up being Y21 and Y19. And then the gold ones ended up being Y26 and Y28. I hope you guys can see those. So another one of the tones that I added in, and I don't know how well this camera picks it up, but there is a purple or almost a violet in with these smaller sprigs that I have drawn on the outsides of the larger two flowers. And for the purples, I matched them with BV11 and BV13. And then the only other color that this project is going to contain is the olive green. A little bit of these flowers have some green in them. And I think I'm going to add a little bit more green to some of these instead of what I put here on Procreate. So the colors that I chose are the YG 91, 95, and 97. So we're going to try our look at all of these and see what we can come up with. After I'm done, I'll put this up just for a sample. Oh, I want to go through that as well with you. We'll bring our project back in here because I want to show you what else I did. I printed it again and created a mask so that when I've done coloring it with Copic, and I want to do the splattering with my brush, one of these fan brushes, it won't cover the flower. I think I just want it spotted around the edges almost of the flower. So I did do a mask. And then I think what I'm going to do to make this flower more prominent is color it again and pop it up so that it looks like, I know I said I wanted to kind of do a one layer, but this flower is close proximity to this one. I think it might pop a little bit better if it was up, and then it would make these look like they were more in the background. I'll do maybe a little bit of C1, C0 shading just to give it a little bit of lift off of the paper. And that's what the project is going to be today. A few minutes ago, Yes, it's hard. I live UK. I live with my dogs only, so chat with him. Susan, yes, I understand. It's hard, but that's okay. I think if I didn't have my puppies, they're kind of like grandbabies. If I didn't have them around, I wouldn't have anybody to hug and love on. This is the new one of the new releases. It's going to be in my shop as soon as I put it in the store. His name is let's see, what did I name him? I forgot now. Oh, Sam. This is Sam, and it could be Samantha. My daughter's name is Samantha with 2 M's. It could be a boy, it could be a girl. This particular image, I wanted to make sure that I got in the ocean colors, and it's a little less female or male. It's basically in the middle. It can be either. But I wanted to show you with this starfish that comes with the set. You're going to get a starfish and some bubbles separately. The seaweed separately. You have, of course, the little floor scene that's down here. Excuse me. The seahorse and another little shell. And I do have some other little objects that are going to be in this set as soon as I finish them up and get them in the store. That will be available. So you could, again, like I did with the bear, that my digital image of the bear that's in my store, you could create like a background paper, a design paper in the background with all of these little objects and then have him popped up on top. So he is a new guy that's going to be in the store. He or she, its name is Sam. So I wanted to show you all of that. It was April Fool's Day yesterday, and I was going to have the release Friday, but I thought I don't really want to do it on April Fool's Day. I don't know why. I'm a little superstitious maybe. And then the Masked Singer came on, and I got a little distracted because I love that show. But let's get started with coloring the image. I was thinking about how I might matte this also. I might end up cutting a little bit of it down more and then matte just slightly around the edges so that that's the entire card. I wanted it to kind of be a standalone card. I think that'll be pretty enough. Let's do the blues. So we're going to start, I always start with the lightest color first, which is Y91, and it won't do me any good to put the cap down because the numbers have fallen or had never been on there. I think this is one that I bought and put the ink from the refill into. See, I hand wrote it, B91. So the first thing I want to do is add a little bit of blue coloring into the back. And I want it to be the lightest blue. So we're going to go around the edges. I think I should probably go ahead and get out a 0 pen. Voice is kind of going today. Allergies are bad. It's Michigan, it was 60 outside today. It was beautiful, 55 or 58, something like that. I want to soften this edge just a little. We're going to go back in and just do a little bit more. I know my friend Kelly, which is online right now, she had a snowstorm go through, so I'm kind of glad that I'm over here on the East Coast. Hi, Linda. Kelly, oh, so sweet. Yeah, isn't he pretty? Or it's my little guy, my fun little sea critter. He's adorable. Hi, Trisha. I'm glad to see you. Susan, you got married April 1st? Brave soul. Must have been the right man. Hi, Teresa. Glad you all could join. Got married April 1st. My wedding is in August. Was in August, so. I'm going to soften this too. This B91, I remember using it years ago. Like I said, I haven't done any Copic coloring in quite a while, but I remember it being a super light color. Well, maybe if I soften it, I'll like it a little bit more, because today it's kind of coming out darker than I thought I remembered it being. But the purpose of putting a little bit of background in here is so that it doesn't look like your flowers are sitting on top of a white base, like a white desk or something. That would be really boring. Also gives the picture a little bit of depth. We're going to soften these edges just by bringing that out with a 0. I tried to print, I was going to do this project tonight on watercolor, but I guess one of the downfalls of having my printer anyway, one of the downfalls of digitals is that it doesn't really like to pull that thick paper through. So, I mean, I could have forced it, I guess, and tried to get something halfway decent out of it, but I thought, Tammy, you haven't colored in forever with Copics, why don't you just go ahead and do that? So, here we are. You can see that the 0 sort of chases the color away and softens the edge. It also blends into any of the little cracks or crevices that you may have missed. But if you got any of the blue like in here, if you got any of that blue inside the flower or the leaf that you didn't want, you can push it out. Now with alcohol inks, I use 3 different tones, grades of gray basically, when I color. So you're going to choose, I stay in the same family, like the BVs, they're BV 11, 13, 15, something like that, where it goes up a little bit darker in the grays, gets a little bit more pigment in it, and you'll find that it blends really well. And you get tones toward the shading areas that you sort of really want in there. Just going towards the edges of this particular, I don't know what type of flower I thought I was drawing here. What does this look like, ladies? Robin Plummer. Is this a digital stamp? And if so, what kind of ink do you use in your printer? It's beautiful. Thank you, Robin. It is a digital stamp available in my store at TLCDesigns.shop. And, well, I haven't put it in the store yet. I will do that tonight before I go to sleep. The ink, I did a lot of research, actually, on what sort of tone ink is necessary to go with Copic coloring. And I bought the printer that had it, but now I can't seem to recall on the spot what it was that I needed to make sure that my ink was. But when I am through here tonight, I will double check. I know I have an HP 8710 printer, so if anybody has access, you could see what sort of ink comes out of that is worked with that printer, and then you would know also. Kelly, what color is the background? Sorry, cooking and didn't hear you. The color that I'm putting on right now, Kelly, is B91. That is what you do? You mean put in the back, use like a shading in behind the flowers. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, it just kind of, I do it because it makes the flowers feel like they're grounded. They're there. Sitting on something, not just floating in the middle of a white nothing. You can go back in like I'm doing here. And where the stem is the heaviest, you could go back in and put a little bit of extra blue. And then if it gets where you don't enjoy the way that it looks, you can always just straighten it out just a little bit. Like this one has a really harsh line right here. I hope I'm still in the center. Make sure you can push the blue back out of that leaf. Soften these lines just a little. You don't want the color to go away. You just don't want to look like you just drew your pen across it. There. Okay, so we are all the way over here doing this bouquet. I'll put blue right here because it's not actually a leaf. This flower bouquet is a really kind of open design. So it gives you a lot of diversity when it comes to how you want to color it. This would be beautiful watercolored, I think. If you took your watercolor brush and you just put water in one petal at a time and put a dark color here and then let it dry, put a lighter color here and then the lightest color up here, and kind of build that watercolor up, you wouldn't have to do any of this coloring in between the petals of the flowers because the watercolor sort of fills all that in itself by itself. I'm going to put it a little darker. Right in there. And then you can go back in. Just put a little bit darker right up next to the flower. You get like almost 2 tones out of one pen, which is nice. Susan says, my internet is buffing, so I will wish you good night and catch it later. Stay safe. Thank you, Susan. You stay safe as well. Mel. Hi, Mel. Nice to have you with us. Hi, me. Oh, hi, Mel. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be Mel, and she put ME colon or semicolon. I can't tell which because I don't have my glasses on. I couldn't possibly even attempt to color with Copic ink with my glasses on. So she meant to say hi to Mel. I got it afterwards. That's great. I was hoping Katya could join me. She, and then Dana too. She usually always is in. I, unfortunately, almost didn't get to do this again tonight because when I checked with my husband, who is using this desk, by the way, for his job, thankfully, he has a job in communications and is still employed and can work remotely from anywhere, but that means he has to have somewhere to work from, which means I can't get into my craft room and organize things the way I would be able to work with. So at about 6 o'clock tonight, I asked him, I said, could you move your monitor off the desk so I would have room for my, is that a leaf? Yes, that's a leaf. My computer so that I could do this live. And he said, I'm loading something. You can't move my computer yet. And I'm like, what? I haven't done lives in a week or two. We just pulled names last week for the winner of the double dial. And he says, well, it'll only be 10 minutes. And I went into, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this to me mode. Unintentionally, of course. A little bit of a panic attack there. And he said, it'll be fine. We'll get it all together. You can have the desk in a minute. So at any rate, he works his regular job, and then he has a dojang, a karate dojang that he owns and he runs. And he's been trying to do lives with them as well. And I haven't been able to do my lives. So I'm really glad that I got here tonight, because I did need to get crafty. I was talking to my good friend earlier. Hi, Dawn. Haha, I can't spell either. Kelly, you're funny. Hi, Leslie and Maureen. Nice to meet you, ladies. Nice to have you with us. We're coloring my new digital image. I haven't named it yet. What type of flower does this look like? Does it look like a bouquet of roses? These don't look like roses. What do those look like? Tulips, maybe. I need a name for it. Is anybody interested in helping me choose a name? And I know some of you ladies are new, but I'm Tammy Louise, and I have a store, TLCDesigns.shop, and this is my first floral digital image. I think Digis give everyone an opportunity to receive the product right away, resize the product. It's a little bit more affordable. Right now, that could be very important to some crafters. I think a lot of us are going to be a little more frugal. Some of us, are, of course, are going to want to make sure that we stay sane. So we're going to continue to craft. And that means we're going to need new products. So it's important that, the products are out there. I want to show you how much of this has gotten done so far. Oops, if I can pick it up. I want to kind of bring this closer so you ladies might be able to see a little bit of the depth towards the center of the stems. It's just a little bit more shaded, a little bit more dark. And then the zero pen kind of grabs it and pulls it out. Okay. Now I definitely wanted shading towards the bottom area, but up here, I think I'm going to be a little bit more selective about where I make sure I put the blue. Under the leaves, this is what makes it look like it's grounded. Under this flower, maybe under here, but not entirely around the edges. Continue just maybe a little bit towards that center. I think that's a leaf. This is definitely a space. You see a leaf here, leaf here, leaf here, and then these stems that are coming out from behind the flower. And then I'm going to put a little bit of blue in here. Okay. Let's see if we can soften some of these edges with a little bit of zero. Am I still? I hope I'm still in the coloring area or the TV area. Thank you, Mel. I like the image too. I think it's very cheery. I think it's sweet and it sweeps both ways. So I think it's got a lot of versatility on a card. You could put a smaller one in. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Excuse me. Cardstock, and you could put a smaller one here and another one here, and then maybe a message in the middle like mom or something like that. So there's got a lot of versatility. It'd be really cute to put it on the envelope when you make the project too. You can put an envelope right through that printer and print it on the back. I think I need a little bit more blue going just under this leaf. And I think we're just about ready to start coloring some of the leaves and the petals. Ooh, happy blooms. Yeah, they bring me joy too. I love beautiful flowers. And I think, you know, this is Michigan and I think spring is coming, but we always get the tulips and the daffodils and things like that, crocuses first. And then like in the June, we'll end up with all of the beautiful blossoms that come with landscaping. Spring Blossoms, that's a good name. Hi, Carol. Glad to have you here with us. Spring Blossom. Patricia, are you using alcohol or watermarkers? Patricia, these are Copics. Excuse me, please. I have allergies. And I did go through the colors real quick, but as I use them, I will continue to tell you which colors I'm in the process of using while I'm using them. And this is a digital image that was printed. Did I got the B? No, I got the 0. This is B91. I'm kind of, right now, I'm just grounding the background of the bouquet. I'm using 0 to blend a little bit. See, there's a harsh line right here. I sort of don't want to see that, but I did want a little bit darker blue there, so I went a second time. This is a little bit more harsh than I want as well. You can always use that to soften, or if you get any of the coloring in the actual leaves where you don't want it, you can push the color out. This 0 marker, it comes in very handy. My eyes aren't what they used to be, so it's good to know that not everything needs to be thrown away and started over. I try not to do that very often, but it does happen. It happens to all of us. It's not something that's only happening to one particular type of crafter. So I'm going to go B93 is the first color that I want to work with, and I want to show everybody that's joined a little bit later than when I started. This is the image that I colored on my Procreate app, excuse me, on the iPhone or iPad. So this is what I'm sort of going for. It's going to be almost an azure blue, a soft azure blue with a little bit of gold tones, a little bit of olive, on some violet purples in here for the little off the smaller flowers on the back. What I like about this, and I'm really glad I did it this way, it does have some already black, what's the word for it, texture in the actual flower. I like that a lot because it gives you the option of not putting any color there and just doing a little bit of green on the leaves, or coloring the background and you can still see that all of those little flowers are maybe berries or blossoms or, you know, small seeds. So I like that. Irene joined. Hi, Irene. Nice to have you with us. Nancy, hi. Oh, how nice. I'm so glad you could be here. Hi, Pam. Nice to see you. So this is what our attempt is today. And it's a new image in my store. After I leave here, I'm going to put it in the store. I haven't got a name for it, but there's been some suggestions. Spring Blossom, Happy Bouquet, I think it was, that Kelly put in there. This is Sam, and Sam is the other illustrated release for April. And it's a cute little sea critter, and you can make him any size. He's digital. I've got a lot of little pieces of things that go with him so that you could resize and make your own design paper in the background like we did 2 weeks ago, I believe, on Thursday. So that is the other image that my store will have tonight. And I do believe that my watercolor papers are ready to be sold in the store as well. So keep an eye out for those. Let me put my flower sample back out so I can remember how I was going to color these. Okay, so I think, okay, B93. Let's go the darkest of the Bs. And I had chose B93, 95, and 97. So we're going to do, hi Nancy, it's so nice to have you. I'm going to do the darkest out to the lightest. So all I'm going to do, going from the portion of the petal on the flower that's in toward the center of the flower the most, is where I'm going to put the darker colors. Okay? And we're just gently using the edge of the black line I don't want a ton of this blue, but where I do put this blue, it needs to be in towards the center of the flower, the most center of each petal. Okay, I think that covers that one. This flower, in addition, has edges that are a little bit different. This particular flower is made a little differently. The actual petals have spaces between them. So once you catch on with your eye where the space is on the flower, and I'm looking at my sample in order to remember how it turned out appropriate. I colored this twice with the Bouquet app. What parts of the flower do you want to look the dark, the petal, do you want to look to appear to be the darkest as your goal? Okay, so this little guy is dark there. And I think this is part of, yep, this is part of the flower. So there, this one is more like an open blossom. This one is a blossom that is sort of facing downward, so you're seeing more of the side of this. You're seeing more of the inside of this one. So that is all for B97 right now. We're going to go to B95. We're going to draw some of that 97 outward. So we're not going to go all the way in. Just flick very gently outward from the B97. Do we have a lot of Copic coloring artists online with us tonight? How many of you enjoy the Copics? Hi, Beth. Nice to have you with us. I mean, I am not known for my Copic abilities, but I was certified 10 or 12 years. And I really enjoy it. I think it's a fantastic medium. I got into designing dies and embossing folders and things like that for other companies for such a long time that not only did I not have the ability to do both, but I think I lost some of the ability to do the artistic work, which is kind of sad because it's almost the funnest thing about what we do. The crafting part is really fun, the paper crafting part, but for me, fussy cutting and coloring, even when I was a young child, I see a petal I missed. Even when I was a young child was something that I was absolutely drawn to, because this is an inside petal. I'm going to want white to remain on the top. So that was 97 and this is 95 again. Now I'm going to go to the lightest 93. I think I missed. Gotta be careful not to miss things. I suppose that would be extremely important. There we go. Hi, Kathy. And then I'm gonna, again, last blue tone for each petal. And I'm not being really super precise because I don't actually want it to look like each petal is perfectly colored. I sort of want it to be what's the word for it? Unorganized, more than organized. I'm going to go back in with B97 towards the center of the petals, because now that I've mixed the three colors, you do sort of lose a little bit of the pigment, the darkness of that pigment. So I'm going to go back in there and just add a little bit where I think will bring the flower back to life. And I'm going to take another look at that real quick and just make sure I'm happy with it. Maybe take my, not B91, 0. I'm going to take the 0 pen and just soften just a little bit. I'm going backward from the edge that on the petals that I wanted to stay white. Just to soften it a little. Kind of. It kind of got distracting to my eye. It was just not as well blended as I wanted it to be. But I'm really happy with that. Let me show you now that that one particular flower is the blue is done on it. We are going to add a little bit of gold tone to the center where the little black stamens. What is that word, ladies? Stamens? So I'm going to add little bit of gold tone there. That was, I'm sorry, Y21. I wanted to see if I could brighten up the blue without making it look green. And I'm going in now with Y19, which is really a very yellow. And just adding a little bit of gold tone to the center of that flower. I'm going to use the 0. Push some of that blue out of this area. I suppose I should have gone ahead and made sure that I did that yellow first, but I messed that up. So if I take some of the blue and push it away, and then pop some of the yellow back in there, definitely lightens it, which I'm really happy with. So I'm going to show you up close so that you all can see that yellow. Oh, sorry. I'm going to grab the middle tone, 93, and come back in here and put a little bit more blue there. Okay, and that one's done. I'm going to go B91 on this flower, the third color. It's a lot lighter than the B93. And I haven't done the center, yay! So let's do yellow, which was Y21. Thank you, Mel. She says it looks great. Y19, just at the base. I might put a little bit down here as well. And then I want to make this a little bit gold tone too. So I'm going to use Y28 and dullen the feel of this and make it more of a bronzy. Yellow instead of a bright yellow. Okay. B91 again, I missed a petal here for the third color, and in this guy I missed as well. Did I miss any others? I think we're good. Color that in. I'm gonna go back with B97 like I did with the other flower and put that deep rich tone back in to the portion of each petal that I really want it to shine. And I'm just barely flicking. I mean, ladies, if you could hear the flicking, it's almost no noise at all. A little bit more here. Take that rough edge off. There. Okay, were there any other flowers that were blue? No, I want to do these other ones in the purple. Okay, I think I might stick with B93. Put a little bit of that. Let's do this leafy foliage. Is there enough contrast between the background color? Maybe not. Maybe let's go 95, B95. That looks a little bit better. It actually pops the foliage out a little bit more. That's good. I like that. There's another one of these particular types of foliage up here. I'm just going to flick some of the blue in because in my sample here I made these mostly gold and taupey brown, and I really like how it looks. So we're gonna stick with that idea. And let's make this one. Okay. Thank you, Denise. I'm glad you liked the image. Thank you, Kathy. This is the colored one. And like I said, I think I'm going to go with a little bit of the violet here with some gold. And I just put the blue in with these. And it's got that gold tone, the bronze tony feel. I really like that. And then like these leaves, this foliage that's over here doesn't have any blue in it at all. It looks really pretty. I like that too. I might end up with a little bit more olive. I might put olive over here to kind of offset the image. But that's what I'm going for. It's kind of nice with that program because you don't have to completely guess what you think you want the image to look like. It's Procreate for the iPad, which comes in handy. It's really easy to use. Just put any JPEG, any one of your digital images in it, and grab a brush and color it in. You can airbrush, you can sketch brush, you can all kinds of different brushes. I like it. And you don't have to throw it away if you don't like it. You know, you just erase because it's electronic. I don't end up with a garbage bag full of pieces of cardstock that got messed up because I ended up not liking it. Okay, so this is where I'm going to add that taupey feel. You don't necessarily want to mix the blue and the yellow, although it does give you sort of an olive green, but I want that this Y26 is the color, and I want that feel, that brassy feel. I really think blue and gold are beautiful together. I love how it turns out. With Copic ink, I like too that you can touch a section of what you've already colored, and because it's kind of layers in the gray tone comes in a little bit darker. Each one of the Copic inks go up in number, and I believe it's because of the amount of gray that they have in them that make them change color. I can see a little bit of yellow here, and I really don't want that. Now I want to blend a little bit of this yellow and blue, soften the tips. Just so it doesn't look like I streaked one streak of blue and one streak of yellow. Nancy, oh, she asked, she likes it. She says amazing color combinations. Yeah, the blue and yellow is one of my favorites. I love purple and yellow too. Thank you, Denise. She loves the colors. That's great. So I asked the question a little bit earlier. Do we have a lot of Copic coloring artists online tonight? I mean, is it something that's still pretty popular, or, you know, is it fading a little bit? I know a lot of people use the Prismacolor pencils. A lot of people are watercoloring. Flowers and floral arrangements are really popular right now, and I think makes it a lot easier actually to color with watercoloring when you're doing flowers. So I'm going to go and grab, as I'm blabbering, chit-chatting with you ladies, I'm going to grab the purples that I chose. And this one is BV13 right there. And in my sample, oh, it's kind of really vibrant, so I'm going to go super light. But in my sample, I only put the blue toward the bottom portions of these. They remind me of cotton balls, but I know it's a flower. I'm not sure what I was drawing when I was drawing them. I'm like, I just need something to fill this spot that kind of looks floral. And so this is BV11. And what I'm going to do is sort of soften the edge of the BV13 and not go all the way to the top of the flower. Do this also up here, where I have this other stash of this cotton looking flower. Yes, Copic artist is debatable. Hi, Deb. Mel says Copic yes, artist no. Oh, come on. Anybody that can actually put the Copic ink together is pretty much an artist. Sheila Fisher, great minds, but at least we enjoy it. Yeah, I think it's about the fun, for sure. All right, what else am I doing with these? Oh, I need this purple tone over here as well to offset. And I'm going to go with this BV13 as well. Let's try and stay towards the bottom of the leaves. I'm just barely running my pen across the leaves on these. I think I'm going to soften them with the 0 as well. What color did I color that one? Oh, I kept it the purple. I have several. I didn't even realize how many. Several different styles of foliage in here. I just kept thinking as I was drawing it that little sprigs need to be popping out, and like this type of foliage would look really good here because it's bending, and that's kind of nice. Put a little bit of purple. That softens it a little bit. I might need to get one of my other 0 markers. Let's see if I can get a juicier one. That's not juicier. Let's see if it works a little better. Just don't want it to look harsh. Okay, so basically we have a little bit of yellow over here. I need to get some more yellow on this side of the image, and we have purples. And then I suppose these should be purple as well, because it kind of offsets this way. Symmetry is pretty important, I think, when it comes to illustrations of floral bouquets. If everything that was yellow was on one side and everything that was blue was on the other side, it wouldn't look very well, would it? Okay, so let's grab the 0. We're going to basically blend a little bit, take that rough edge off of that. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to go back and grab Y26, and like we did on this particular foliage with the little circles in it, that I'm going to go and put white gel in the center. I think it'll make it really pop. We have another one of those up here that I think I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate the look so that we do add some gold to a higher edge on the bouquet.
Milo? No.
Okay, I'm on my third 0 marker, and let's see if this one has any juice in it. And this one's juicy. Appears to be juicy. Maybe what I'll do, go down into my drawer. Hopefully I have a 0. Maybe this one? I found it. I have already tried 3 different pens, and I think the one that I want to actually work with has that different type of tip. I like those better. We're just going to fill it up from here. So we're super juicy. What I've learned about these also, you have to kind of do it somewhere else first to make sure that it's not going to drip out at you. Usually the colored ones do that only, not the 0s, but you never know. Now we're blending. Yay! Okay. Oh, Kathy, I hope you get your internet back. Yes, this is a stamp. Not rubber. It is a digital. I may be starting my polymer see-through clear stamping very soon, but I need the store to have, you know, productivity. We have 58 followers now, subscribers, so that's fantastic. In such a short time. Thank you, ladies. Blend, blend, blend those rough edges away. You know, it would be really cute. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I do have another color that I haven't even approached for here yet. Is YG91, YG95, and YG97. I love this group too, Kathy. Oh, Denise, private message me after I get through with this live, and I can go through a few things that I know that can help. It depends on, you know, how computer savvy you might be, or if you have like Microsoft Word, what type of programs that you could possibly get a digital printed through. And I'd be happy to help you. No problem. I happen to love rubber stamps. I'm working first with YG91. Rubber stamps are, let's see, how do I say this? And I say rubber stamps are wonderful to work with. They have limits, not unlike digitals. You can't change the size of a rubber stamp for what project you want to work on. You can, however, do some masking work and get the same thing that you could do with a digital stamp with the rubber stamps. You have to store rubber stamps, and you don't have to, I mean, it's all digital, so it's in your computer. You don't have to take up any of the space in your craft room. The price difference, although I think sometimes the benefits of buying polymer are that you do spend a little bit more money, but you get a ton of different images sometimes. I mean, I'm just amazed at the amount of stamps that you can get in there, sentiments and things like that. And usually, not necessarily always, but usually when you purchase digital images, you'll get a really cute illustration. You know, like mine, for example, you'll get a critter, and then I add 5 or 6 different little images like hats and bows and ties, and for example, with the Sam image, the seahorse that I'm going to have in my store tonight, I'll show you again real cute. You get a whole bunch of these little images. Now this is made bigger so that you could see all the detail that I added to each individual little item, but you got seashells and you got bubbles, and you can make design paper really super simple on your computer, print it out, color it up, and then, you know, print another seahorse or whatever the image might be and pop it on top, and everything coordinates perfectly, which is almost like a set of rubber stamps. But again, you don't have to store it. And the price is fantastic on digitals, I think. So that was YG91. I'm going to go back in with 95. Do a little bit more darkening just from the bottom of the leaf. I'm going to do some of these sprigs as well with the 95. So we're going to have some of this 91, 95, 97 on each side of the bouquet, which I think is important. Again, the symmetry. Some on the top, some on the bottom, some on the left, some on the right. I think it makes for a fantastic bouquet. We're going to do that. And then, I want to put the 95 here as well. I'm just dashing it on there because I'm going to grab that 91 and blend it upward into the top of the leaf again. Once I add this 97, I have YG97 now, and I think what I want to do Let's just put a dot or two of that at the very bottom. It's a really, really prominent pigment. So I don't want a ton of it. I just want a little bit to make sure that these leaves pop out. So this is one of those other tips. I don't really enjoy these tips, but I think at one point in time the Copic ink was so popular that I couldn't get any other tips, so I took them. What is this stamp? We're naming this stamp, Kathy. What was it? Happy Bouquet. And somebody else came up with something else that was really cute. I haven't named it yet. It is one of my digital images. Thank you, Sheila. Denise Bryant says, I need to learn more about using digis. I'll help you. And then Kathy, I love this group. Me too. Denise says, we'll do Geraldine Robinson. Sorry, I'm late joining. What blue is that in the flowers? That is Geraldine. I used B91, B93, B95, and B97 in the blue of the flowers. That is this flower here and this more open looking flower. So where was I? I did the 97. Let's pull out the YG95 and just yank some of that out of the 97. Like this one got quite harsh lines. This one got a harsh line, so we're going to just draw that upward. And then we're going to grab YG91 and pull that closer to the top of each individual leaf. I'm going to need YG97 down here. I forgot that area. Oops. And then 95. Didn't mean to slam that down, ladies. I kind of just throw them around a little. It's louder than I remember it. Oh, here. So we're going to just pull that and smooth those lines out. Like so. Now, again with the 0, I noticed I went outside the lines, and you can push that ink back in pretty easily. It's a win-win with Copic. Just a little bit there. My husband says I'm very picky, which I suppose I agree. I'm a little obsessive compulsive about being perfectionist, but that's me. Excuse me. I might even lose my voice tonight. It feels very scratchy. Okay, I'm really happy with that so far. Now in the sample that I colored, those aren't quite as violet, and I do have a little bit of very dull yellow in with that purple. So let's go back and find a very dull and yellow. Like maybe, yep, that's the one. I'm gonna try it on here. Yeah, it's dull. Not that I mean it in a dull way, but it will put a little bit more yellow tone where I want the yellow tone, but it won't be a complete yellow. There. Okay, right here. Now, what I also noticed that I did for these sprig areas, I want some dots. I got purple, which is BV11. Don't be afraid. This is going to make it feel a little looser, a little less compact. A little more free. And then I also have a yellow in my sample card. I have some yellow in there. So let's do that. Let's put, and I'm just dabbing. I'm just like, no rhyme or reason. It's not in a specific area at all. It does kind of fill in with color some of these areas in the sprigs areas. It fills it in with color a little bit. Okay, so I think that's all the coloring I want to do with the Copic ink. Let's see what's going on in the group. Hi, Ellen. I want to grab, I didn't even realize I had it the other day, but I have a really super fine point white gel pen that I need to locate. I think this is it right here. Oh, it is. Look at how tiny this thing is. Now this one here is a jelly roll, 0.08. It's pretty common size, but look at the difference in the size of these ink heads. Wow. And I don't even, it doesn't even, I think it came with a kit for my Zentangle or something. It doesn't have a name on it at all. I don't know where it came from, but it's super fine. We're going to use that today. I mean, one of my always go-to is the Uniball, which again, huge tip by comparison. I love this. It's really good with Lavinia stamps too, because you can get in all those little itty bitty wings. So what I want to do with the white pen, the parts of the petals that would pop out the light would shine on them the most. Those are what I'm trying to affect with the white pen. I went and put it outside the black line, ladies. There. Much better. I am too much of a perfectionist. Alright. I would definitely see the top of this one. And then for for the most part, this one. Okay, so the light is direct on. So you're going to see these tips, and this one you're going to see this tip here, and this is actually the top of a petal that you're seeing that comes from the side, so it's inside there. This one is the top of this petal. Gel pens can really make your projects pop, ladies. I highly recommend them. Good, good, good. Now, we're just going to do a little bit on the leaves. I think it'd be really cute if inside the black, add a little bit of texture. Just adds to the feel. Look how tiny these dots come out. I love this pen. I'm gonna have to find out where I got it. I think it came with the Zentangle gift. My husband ordered me a subscription to this Zentangle group, and they do kits, so like week 1, week 5, week 10 is a different kit. I think it came with that. But I will check and I will get back with you all, because now I'm convinced that I should figure out where it comes from so that I can get another one when I need to. Let's see what's going on in the group. What kind of paper am I using? Kathy wants to know. It is Cryogen. Let's see if I can find. Here it is. Let's see. Curious Metallic Cardstock Cryogen White. 89 pound, 8.5 by 11, 25 of them. It's from cutcardstock.com in Indiana. It takes Copic ink. Fantastic. I have used, it's the only one that I use with Copic. It's the best. Works just beautiful. Just gonna put a little bit of, it's the best in my opinion. I should definitely say that. I mean, I'm sure that other people enjoy maybe a different brand of paper for their Copic coloring, but I think it works fantastic, and I'm not switching because it's great price and it lasts forever. It really holds the Copic ink well. So we're going to turn this way, and because the light is on this side, I'm just going to fill in these circles. I need to know what time it is. $9:25. Okay. I will definitely, this is done, except for a little bit more of the odds and ends of coloring, but I will put this on either a purple or a blue cardstock background, and I'll pop it onto my blog. And I appreciate everyone joining me tonight. If those of you that are remaining with me here this late, if you all would like to pick a number between 1 and 15, I'd be happy to get the person that's closest to the number. I'll send the digital image to. You could either get the Sam the Seahorse image, or you could get this Floral image. I haven't named it yet, but it'll be in the store very soon. So go ahead and pick numbers if you ladies would like an opportunity to win. So we have Nancy, 14, Kathy, 9. Christian,
Yes.
put a number in your head, please.
Okay.
And I'll have my son let me know.
Wait, does that be a number between?
1 and 15, it has to be between.
Okay.
And I'll let you know in a minute when I need it.
All right.
So we have 14 and 9 and 11 and 13. Oh, Geraldine and Denise have the same number. Geraldine, I'll give you a chance. Maybe guess again. Guess another number. Between 0 and 15. Unless Geraldine picked... maybe I wasn't watching closely enough. Let me just look. Oh, Nancy, I love the gel pen. It definitely adds that shadow. And I'll show you ladies when a closer look. Go ahead and keep guessing the numbers. If there are any of you left, I'll give you another minute. All right, let me go to the bottom here. Okay, so Geraldine has now chosen 7. Okay. Are you ladies all set? Do we have anybody else? Hi, Pam. Do you want to guess a number between 0 and 15 real quick? We'll include you in the giveaway. We're going to give away this new digital image, or Sam the Seahorse, and I'll show you what that image looks like. It's right there. They're going to both be in my store tonight, TLCDesigns.shop. And you can choose and pick whichever one you want, and then private message me with your email address if I don't have it in my store. We are going to do another giveaway of the double dial die, which is fantastic, so that I could get subscribers up to 100. So when I hit 100, I'll put posts out tonight as well on that. But when we hit 100, I'll be giving another one of those away. We did give one to a woman named Lisa last week because she was the name that was drawn from the first 50. So I'm trying to build the store up. We're going to do newsletters and giveaways and new releases, things like that, and we're going to need you to subscribe to that newsletter. So I think we're done. So pretty, Tammy. Thanks for the close-up. Oh, you're welcome, Nancy. It's so nice to see you here. My goodness. Okay, Christian, what number did you choose?
7.
7. I think that's the one that Geraldine. It is. Geraldine chose 7. Good guess. So, Geraldine, send me a message on my Facebook page here, my private messaging, and she's the winner. Congratulations. And the two images that are up for me to send to is the seahorse. His name is Sam. Could be a Sam girl with 2 M's, and you can make it pink instead of blue. Again, I'll show you that real quick. And then the coloring of this is, I haven't named it yet. I think one of the ladies named it Happy Bouquet. I really like that one. But we'll see. It'll be in the store tonight. So there you go. Thank you, Christian. Geraldine says thank you.
You're very welcome.
Fantastic. Ladies, it was great coloring with you guys tonight. This image does come with 6 different sentiments that you can put in with your digital before you print. And then when you color it up, it'll be all set and ready to just put, it's like a topper. You just put it right on the card. A beautiful purple or even the olive green would look beautiful with this. You could tie a ribbon at the bottom. You can space it anywhere you want when it's a digital, so it's no worries. Thank you, and I will again see you next week, Thursday at 8 o'clock. I'm going to try and do lives as often as I can. My husband is home right now working, and he's using my craft desk. So it becomes a little complicated because he works during the day for one company, and then he owns his own company in the evening that he works Monday through Friday at. So I kicked him out of the house today and said, nope, I'm coloring. So we did that instead. But I hope to see you next Thursday, and I have releases on the 1st of every month. For new illustrations, and I do have some dies coming in, but they're coming from China, and like everyone else in this industry right now, everybody around the world, the global is kind of suffering and struggling. I am going to put, I have to finish up here because he's home and wants the desk back, but I'm going to put this little mask over it, and I'm going to spritz some watercolors to just black probably and dot that area, and I'll show you to be in my blog hopefully the day tomorrow or the day after. Thank you, ladies, again for joining me. I hope you have a safe and healthy week, and we hope to see you again next week. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.